After this record-breaking hot summer, I'm ready to learn more about climate solutions that work for our community. If you're feeling the heat, check out the Idaho Women's Charitable Foundation's LEAD Symposium. On October 2nd at the Boise Center, hear from climate scientist Dr. Jonathan Foley of Project Drawdown and nonprofit leader Dana Gunders from ReFed. Don't miss out on this chance to learn how to make a real impact. Buy your tickets at iwcfgives.org. That's iwcfgives.org. Today on CityCast Boise, the Caldwell City Council and Mayor recently rocked the community with a shocking vote to install parking meters downtown. Our producer and Caldwell resident, Evelyn Avitia, is here to explain the impact that they are having on businesses and the community. Plus, we're looking at whether the money being raised will benefit residents and if the City Council is being influenced to remove the meters. It's Thursday, August 15th. I'm Lindsay Van Allen, and this is what Boise's talking about. So there have been a lot of strong reactions to Caldwell's new parking meters. Can you walk us through this new parking system and maybe give us some insight onto why it's got people so riled up?
Yeah, the city of Caldwell was throwing out this idea of bringing parking meters to Caldwell. And I just remember hearing this and I was like, oh yeah, like that probably won't happen. But then during a vote, the mayor ruled in favor of adding parking meters into the city of Caldwell. They started enforcing parking meters around mid-May. And yeah, it was a lot of negative feedback. People were really, really upset. And I was one of those people too. I was like, wait, what do you mean they're bringing parking meters to Caldwell? Like, I couldn't believe it.
So how much does it cost?
Yeah, so it's $1 an hour. So the first 15 minutes are free. And so, yeah, it's Monday through Friday from 9 to 7 p.m. And then Saturdays, it's from 10 to 5 p.m.
Evelyn, that does seem a little... I guess maybe an unusual decision because in Boise, which is Boise, they don't charge on Saturdays, first of all, and you get 20 minutes for free. So yeah, really, if you're like running in, grabbing something, you have plenty of time to grab it, get back to your spot and not pay. But 15 minutes isn't very long, and paying on weekends that's a little bit of a different choice.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people like to make that comparison of, wait, Boise is a bigger city than us, and they have those 20 minutes free. Why do we only have 15 minutes? The way they have it set up, at least where I have parked, is it's a pay to plate. And so it's not like it's an individual parking meter in each of these parking spots. They have this machine where you go and you insert your license plate number. You can pay with card or you can pay with coins, or you could do with your phone with the Park mobile app. But I think it's frustrating that I'm charging $1 to my card.
Yeah.
I hate doing that. And I'm not always carrying coins with me.
Is there any free parking downtown, or did they kind of just blanket the whole area with this paid parking?
Yeah, so there are 2 parking lots that are free. They call it the Kimball Lot 1 and 2, but that's only 3 hours of free parking. And so from there, if you're parking there longer, then it's going to be $1 each time. And so the first time I parked in there, I was like, is this actually free parking? Like, I was so confused. I go in there and they have those like pay by plate machines there. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe this isn't even free parking either. I'm getting out of my car and the person next to me is like looking at me and she's like, hey, is this free parking? I'm like, I think this is the free parking area. And we're just so confused. We walk over to the pay by plate thing. It asks us to put like our information in and we're like, oh, okay, I think we have to pay to be here. And then it's that whole process of, oh, wait, no, okay, you have your first 3 hours are free and then it'll start charging you.
That sounds really, really confusing. Are these lots even close enough to downtown to be accessible or useful beyond this whole confusion about if you're paying or not?
They definitely are still in the heart of downtown. They're behind most businesses, but it's not the same as just like pulling in right in front of Flying M and you're right there. So yeah, I think it could present some challenges for people who who need accessibility.
Yeah, yeah. And on social media and in comments on all the news stories about this, there's been a lot of negative comments. And I know that negative voices can end up being the loudest. That's when people are upset, they want to comment. But are these more negative perspectives representative of maybe the more broad overall reaction from the community?
No, I think that is definitely the vibe. I think most of the community feels that there is a big disconnect between the city of Caldwell and how they handled the parking meter situation, especially with business owners. I think there's so much frustration coming from people who own small businesses in downtown Caldwell. I think that they've stated that they're starting to feel the effects of people not wanting to go into downtown Caldwell, not wanting to park there, not wanting to spend time, mainly because they're confused and they don't know how to use these parking systems, or they just don't want to pay. So yeah, there's a lot of frustration coming from both local residents and small business owners.
Yeah. How are these businesses being impacted by this decision to enforce these parking meters?
I know that the Idaho Press had talked about Mi Tierra Carniceria, one of the representatives at a meeting. She was speaking about how they're losing business because people don't want to pay $1 and then go pay more money to go eat tacos there. The way she said it was like paying $1 to buy a $3 taco. It just starts adding up for them, especially during lunchtime. I think that they were always full. I've been there. I've had lunch there. It is super, super busy, and they are definitely feeling the effects of people. First of all, the Spanish-speaking community not being aware of how to use these parking pay-by-plate machines. And so, just less customers, and they're seeing less money come into their businesses.
Yeah. Was there any coordinated effort, do you know, to help educate or inform the Hispanic community or maybe the not English-speaking community about how this works, about how to use these meters?
Not that I'm aware of. That's something that people have consistently brought up to Caldwell's mayor, Jerem Wagner. And that's something he's aware of. He says that that's something that we're working to, tackle on and make it accessible to the Spanish-speaking community. On their website, they do have a guide both in English and in Spanish. But obviously, when you're parking, you don't have that guide there. You're not going to be reading that there.
Yeah, no, nobody is pulling up like the city council's website
the YouTube video
as they're parking.
Of how to no, that's not happening.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Most of you listening right now are probably multitasking. Yep, while you're listening to me talk, you're probably also driving, cleaning, exercising, or maybe even grocery shopping. But if you're not in some kind of moving vehicle, there's something else you can be doing right now. Getting an auto quote from Progressive Insurance. It's easy, and you could save money by doing it right from your phone. Drivers who save by switching to Progressive save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Discounts for having multiple vehicles on your policy, being a homeowner, and more. So just like your favorite podcast, Progressive will be with you 24/7, 365 days a year, so you're protected no matter what. Multitask right now. Quote your car insurance at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
It's time to get the sleep you deserve with Sleep Number. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number number 1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now during Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year, you can save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus, get special financing for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com. See store for details. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Evelyn, how has City Council and the mayor responded to this prolific backlash about these meters?
I think it's been a lot of back and forth. I'm listening to you. I'm hearing from you and the community saying, you're not listening to us. We don't want this. Get rid of it. And so I think right now they're in this phase of receiving public comments and trying to move forward from there. But seriously, it's just like a back and forth of, we hate it. And the city being like, we hear you, but like, let's try this. Let's blah, 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 blah. So I think they're just going in circles.
Yeah, it doesn't. So maybe no action has been proposed or no like revisions to the plan have been proposed for the community.
There are some like modifications that they're considering. I think the biggest one, they're suggesting doing 30 minutes of free parking, and then also having parking meters only from Monday through Friday. So keeping Saturday and Sunday free.
And I guess I haven't seen this anywhere that I've heard about this, but what is the money going to be used for? What, with all this money that they're raising from parking, is it going to the community? Well, what's it going to be used for?
And that is another confusing part. I see so many Facebook posts on the community pages, Caldwell community pages, and they're like, where's this money? Like, where does it go to? How does it work?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand how the money aspect of it all works. On their website, the city of Caldwell, they're saying that the funds collected are going to maintaining those meters and improving parking downtown, which I think just frustrates people even more because they're like, what?
So they've got the meters, and the money that they're raising from the meters is to pay for the meters?
That's what it sounds like. But I mean, the whole purpose of adding these meters was because people would park in downtown Caldwell all day. And honestly, finding spots was sometimes really challenging with people just being parked all day. When I would go to Flying M in the mornings and go spend some time over there, I remember going and the parking was full already. It was early. But now that I go, I can find a spot instantly. Yeah, it's definitely not as full as it was when it was all free parking.
Interesting. So there may be some new challenges, but potentially new benefits where you're paying for parking, but there is parking available.
Right.
So Evelyn, you're from Caldwell. So you are living this. This is your experience. What is going on when you're spending time downtown? How has this changed things for you?
Yeah, I have noticed that I find myself going into downtown Caldwell less. I would usually try to spend a good part of my afternoon working from Flying M, grabbing some lunch in downtown Caldwell. And I realized I haven't done that in a minute. If anything, I am going into downtown Caldwell after 7 p.m., picking up ice cream or hanging out in the plaza then.
And you mentioned that when you are going down there are more parking spots available. So do you think that's maybe kind of a general vibe in Caldwell that people are just avoiding the downtown area for now, as long as it's the hours that the parking meters are functioning?
Yeah, unfortunately, I would say that is true. I think on these community pages that they're also posting photos of the parking lots all the time. And they're like, look what the city has done. It's so empty down here. Not a single person. And it's just empty parking lots. So yeah, a big divide for sure.
Wow. Yeah. Giving ghost town vibes for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe, I wanted to explore that maybe there's a different way to look at this, that maybe these parking meters are a sign that Caldwell is growing or more popular or becoming a more desirable place to visit, that maybe paid parking in Caldwell means the city is prospering and that people want to go downtown there, and that Caldwell is becoming a destination and people aren't just trying to go to Boise for fun and business. Do you think that could be a factor at play?
Yeah, I mean, Caldwell's development is wild. It just keeps growing and it keeps changing. And I feel like every time I go into downtown Caldwell, there's a new business. I think that there's also a lot of fear that comes with that. I think that a lot of the people in Caldwell are afraid of the growth and how that will progress. And for some reason, I feel like there is this odd feeling of like, we're Caldwell. We don't want to be Boise.
So what is next for the city of Caldwell? Are there any meetings where the public can talk about this? Is city council going to have forums about this? What's next for Caldwell?
Yeah, so on August 26th, they're going to be holding a special city council workshop focused on parking meters. The whole purpose of it is just to receive public comments. And I guess they'll go from there, working with the community, working with local business owners to see if they can compromise or find a solution.
That sounds like it will honestly be a very interesting public meeting.
I think it'll be a very hostile environment for sure. I think there's going to be a lot of angry people.
That's all for today here on CityCast Boise. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend about us? We'll be back tomorrow morning with our Friday News Roundup. You won't want to miss it.